few months ago, 40F cheated on my spouse, 42M of 14 years. I'm sorry for what I did, but I don't know what he thinks, and he won't talk to me. I'm aware that I'm already the villain in this circumstance, and I accept that, but allow me to explain the entire case first. I adore my spouse. People will tell you that I don't because of what I did, but I do. It was a blunder. For a while I had an affair with a mutual friend. It hardly lasted a month before my husband returned home from work for his lunch break and discovered us. I'm guessing he was skeptical because he's never done that before. We weren't doing anything, but we were in bed together, so he could figure it out. I realize what I did was terrible, and I'm sorry for causing my husband so much suffering. Please accept my apologies. Nothing could make that up. He left the house and didn't return until it was extremely late. I tried contacting him, but he didn't answer. The next morning, I noticed he had slept on his side of the bed. I spotted him in the kitchen before him and began apologizing, but he didn't take it. He simply inquired as to how long I'd been with Isaac, our mutual acquaintance, as well as several specifics about when, how it began, and so on. When he was finished, he said enough and walked away. I'm not sure where he went that day, but he came back at night. I stopped seeing Isaac entirely. He never mentioned the affair to me again after that. He began acting in the way that most people do after a disagreement. He was cold and distant, not loving, friendly, angry, or passionate. He only spoke to me when it was absolutely essential, and our anniversary was only a month away. So I assumed he was waiting for that day to pass before filing for divorce. I began contacting attorneys, but the anniversary had gone. He invited me to an unpleasant dinner, and it had been 7 months since he had apprehended us. And he hasn't spoken anything about it. I bring it up from time to time because I like to address it. I want closure, but he always shuts me down and becomes irritable for the rest of the day. He doesn't act like he used to when he's around me, but he's nice. We've stopped having sex and he only kisses me when he goes for work. Basically, I'm at a loss on what to do. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't think he wants to leave me, but I'm starting to feel uneasy. I recognize that what I did was incorrect. Even yet, if he wanted a divorce, I could understand. What I don't comprehend is his casual attitude toward things. I'm not sure if he still loves me. I know I did it because I didn't want to lose him, and I will never do it again. But if I try to talk to him about what happened and apologize for the awkwardness, he won't listen and will leave. I'm at a loss on what to do. I'm not sure what to make of it. Dr. TL, I had an affair with my husband. He caught us and has refused to talk about it for the past 7 months. We don't get along, yet he doesn't treat me terribly, either. And I'm not sure what to make of the narrative either. My partner saw me out in town directing a man and misinterpreted what I was doing. He considers cheating. What should I do on a 23-year-old woman and a 29-year-old man who have been dating for 3 years? I was on a break at work yesterday afternoon. I went to have some dinner and then to my customary position on some benches to observe the birds. After a few minutes, a man came to sit next to me and was on his phone. He said, "Pardon me," and showed me his phone, asking for directions to a bank. He didn't seem to be from around here, and because he couldn't figure out which way to walk owing to the many meandering routes in the region, I bent over and began tapping his phone to indicate him which way to go was best. He said something amusing, and it's mostly out of courtesy, and I've joked about how I'm always getting people asking for directions. We talked for a few minutes more until he thanked me and went. I completely forgot about him till I returned home to my extremely irritable partner. He seemed to be waiting for me to return home. He assaulted me with questions the moment I walked in the door, asking who I was in town with and why I was spending my work breaks with another man. He said he'd never seen him before and assumed I didn't have any males. He was in town for unrelated reasons and was reportedly on his way to meet me at work. The benches are literally right outside my office door. So he had to have seen me. I tried to explain that guy had simply approached me to ask for directions, but my boyfriend was unconvinced. No matter what I say, he's not talking to me. And I overheard him talking to his Discord friends about how I cheated on him last night. His friends are likewise my friends with whom we play games. As a result, I'm completely mortified. I'm at a loss on what to do. TLDR, my boyfriend saw me out in town yesterday directing a man, and now he suspects I'm cheating on him. He refuses to speak to me. And he's already informed all of our mutual friends that I cheated on him. What should I do? Story 3. My 18-year-old sister in her 30s is actually my biological mother. This is a very special circumstance. I'm afraid that if someone I know uses Reddit, they'll quickly recognize me, but hey, that's what pro methods are for. As a result, my older sister was rarely present. She moved away when I was a kid and Lindauer's gone, never visited, never called often, save for Christmas. And wasn't much of a force in my life in general. I was constantly aware of her existence, and I was aware of a major squabble between her and my parents. That's why they didn't say much, but that's all. She's always been a complete stranger to me. But, about 2-4 years ago, she abruptly moved back here and began wanting to be all near to us. Even so, we didn't really talk much. In that time, we probably had 3 full conversations. My mother has been going on and on about this big family secret involving my sister wanting to tell me but yet not wanting to. And I kept going over and over again. Yeah, I don't give a damn. This family already has a lot going on. Don't be too hard on yourself for not telling me whatever it is, BC. I'm not sure I want to know. So I was left in the dark, but not completely. However, a few days ago, my mother felt that I needed to know right away since she didn't want my sister to inform me first. And so she explained that she's genuinely pregnant, and all of my siblings are adopted, which is fine. I had a feeling you'd guess that one. You don't learn about genetics in middle school biology class and then wonder why your parents and brother both have blue eyes. But the most important fact is that a bizarre large sis is the person who gave birth to me. That actually worked up over any of this? My mom, my own mom, the one who raised me, matters a lot to me. She's always been like way. When I need it, I'll come here. There have been a few hiccups here and there, but we adore each other. Aside from the embarrassment, she gave me a fairly pleasant chocolate, and I haven't changed my feelings about my sister. And oh, so that's what you meant by realizations. Every 5 minutes, I haven't suddenly created an emotional connection with her, nor have I developed one in particular. I'm not upset with her for leaving or anything. I had a happy childhood and can understand why she did what she did. As if I had a child when I was still a child myself and had to watch it grow up right next to me but not be a part of it, whether it was my choice or not, it would have crushed me as well. I don't have any strong feelings for her in any direction. She's still just a random cousin. I've heard some things about, but I don't know all the backstory, even though I haven't changed my mind about anything and don't really care about a half year. She relocated back here in order to pursue a relationship with me. She's been purchasing me modest gifts, which I didn't notice when I was auditing LBC. She also does it for my brothers. So I reasoned that even though she didn't know me, she didn't want me to feel excluded. But now, with this knowledge and trying to suddenly act like a parental or guiding figure, I always felt like whenever we happened upon each other in last couple of years, like during celebrations or just because she was coming over for a meal, she always seemed to act as if we were way closer than we truly were. Cool enough, lady, but I don't even know you, and you certainly don't know me and know that she knows. I'm sure she'll try everything she can to get into my life. And I'm not sure if that's acceptable with me. I'm not comfortable with strangers. I've been a shut-in for years, and I'm a very timid and self-contained person, but now there's all this required emotional interaction with someone I barely know. And it's only